Hello and good morning, good afternoon, everyone. How are you all doing today? How's your Saturday going so far? Wonderful to see our return participants joining in. Anyone here for the first time?
Hi, I'm here. I'm here for the first time. Hello.
Wonderful, Hannah. And where are you joining us from?
I'm joining from Dublin in Ireland.
Oh, Dublin. Wonderful. Thanks for joining. Right, and Jane, thanks for joining from UK. Nice, wonderful. I'm glad to see participants here. A good group here for meditation this morning. I am live streaming from Dallas, Texas, in the US. So it's 11 a.m. here. So for those of you who are out in Europe and other parts of the world, good afternoon, good evening, and thanks for joining. And all our returning participants, thank you for taking the time to continue to join our Saturday meditations. Before we get started for the day, I wanted to give an opportunity to see if there are any questions, thoughts, comments from anyone. Even if you're new, what got you to think about meditation? What is it that motivated you to look up? I have a very quiet audience today. All right. If there are no comments, I think we are all feel free to feel grounded. All right. Wonderful. Thanks for sharing, Jane, Hannah. Doing an embodied meditation course. All right. Interested in others. All right. Wonderful. Any questions for those of you who have been joining us? Previously. Questions, thoughts, comments? No questions. All right. So typically the Saturday sessions are run for about an hour. Sometimes it goes a little over, 5 to 10 minutes over. But the way I try to structure the class on Saturdays is we break it up into two segments. The first half, I generally focus on talking about what is meditation, understanding the core concept of meditation, the meaning of meditation. What am I supposed to be doing and what am I supposed to be experiencing? Rich, thanks for joining. Welcome to our Saturday session. So the core idea of meditation, what is it supposed to mean to you? And meditation has become such a common phrase these days that people draw various different connotations to the concept or thought or idea of meditation, but it's not an idea, it's an experience. Meditation is an experience, and an experience that is deep rooted. It is very deep inside of you. It is not something that happens from outside or you imagine it. It is an experience. It's a real experience. It's like when somebody touches you, you know that somebody touched you, right? It's not ambiguous in your mind that someone touched you. Similarly, meditation is an experience that you feel it deep in your central nervous system. There's no ambiguity about it. It's not an idea. It's not a thought. It's not an imagination. It's not a concept. It's an experience. So what is that experience? What is it supposed to feel like? We'll talk about that. And the second part is that meditation should lead to a better quality of life. That's the entire purpose of the practice of meditation. Just as eating healthy should make you feel healthy, right? Physically, you should feel healthier. Or exercising should make you feel physically healthy. Meditation has a purpose. It should make you emotionally and mentally healthy. Deep inside of you. Things that you generally do not understand. Why does it happen? But it does happen. Like we feel sad for no obvious reasons. Some days we just don't want to engage with the world. or sometimes we're just feeling upset about something. We cannot pinpoint what it is. We attribute it to a mood. I'm in a bad mood. Or things that seem more abstract, but they happen. You cannot nail it to something. And it pushes you off the balance. So that is something you should be able to understand. You should be able to make sense of. So the purpose of meditation to help improve that, give you a better control over your own life, over your own self, over your own responses to the environment you find yourself in. And those environments can change day to day, multiple times a day, week to week. Things can change. But we react and respond to those things many times that are outside of our control in many different ways. Like the economy goes into the recession. What do people do, right? Some people will start feeling insecure. Some people will start feeling anxious. Some people will start worrying about things so much that they become obsessive about, chasing that information. Well, none of us has control over the economy. So why am I so worried and stressed out about it? So things of that nature that happen right here in our mind, right? So meditation should help you get better control over that, right? So that is what we are going to cover today. So any questions before I get started? All right. So if there are no questions, then we shall get started. Today's topic is being virtuous, being dharmic. What does it mean? Now, my name is Ajit. I've been practicing this meditation for about 29 years. I've been teaching this in the Dallas, Texas area for about 21 years. And it's been a journey of learning and growth and sharing for me. This is not my career. This is not my profession. I work in the tech industry for a living. This is something that gives me an opportunity to give back and contribute to the society, to the world. Things that I've learned, things that have benefited me personally in my life. And I believe that if it can benefit me, it can help anyone else. And this is my way of, being able to give back and share what I've learned. I learned my meditation from the founder of Sahaja meditation, the lady you see in the picture, Srimati Nirmala. And the fortune to spend time with her and learn from her. And she probably one of the most noblest souls I have met in my life. She had a very clear purpose set for herself, that she had to bring the joys, benefits, and the well-being of meditation to every person on earth, irrespective of who you are, where you're born, what's the color of your skin, what food you eat, what language you speak, what your beliefs are. She was of the belief that every person on earth can benefit from meditation, and hence she made it into a non-profit organization, and it is taught for free. That was a principle she laid down, that it cannot become a commercial enterprise. This should not become a money-making machine. You cannot open franchisees and start collecting money and fees and all that stuff. She believed that this knowledge has to be given for free, and that's what she did. It's a wonderful principle to abide by, and it's been more than 53 years now. It's going great around the world. So what is meditation? The idea of meditation, what does it mean? Meditation in its simplest form means this quietness inside you. And quietness, people may connote quietness to different things, but quietness does not mean you be sitting quietly and staring at the walls, or listening to music. Quietness means there's no chatter in the head. One of my good friends, he calls it monkey mind. When the chatter in the head is on, the mind is the monkey mind. It's running around. It's taking leap from thought to thought to thought to thought. It does not take a pause. That chatter has to silence, has to become quiet. So what is it that will silence the chatter? And when that chatter is silenced in the head, in the mind, that is when meditation begins. A very simple, clear, definitive meaning of meditation is that the chatter in the head takes a pause for a finite amount of time. Yeah, if you can keep it paused forever, that's perfect. nothing like it. But we are human beings. We have our lives. We go about doing the things that we do. So how do we quieten that mind, that chatter in our mind? That is the key. And when that chatter silence in our head, meditation begins. So the question is, how do I do it? Well, the tools to get you into that state of silence are built inside of you. You have a very beautiful and powerful central nervous system. This central nervous system gives you the ability to be silent, to be quiet. That silence on you comes when your central nervous system is in the state of balance. So what does it mean? It means that your central nervous system starts at the top of your head and goes all the way down to the tailbone in your spine. It is all encased within the spinal column. It is a bunch of nerves that are moving information and current across from your brain to different parts of your body. But that's not all that your central nervous system does. It does a lot more. There are 7 major points along your central nervous system. So your central nervous system, as I said, is pretty complex, and I'll try to simplify it. It's broken up into 3 channels, and each channel has certain points along the central nervous system that are critical. They're called the chakras. Each of these chakras plays a more deeper role in our life. It gives us those beautiful human qualities that make us human, so that we are not a beast, or we're not behaving like animals, or we're not behaving in weird ways. By and far, most of us are able to live in more normal life. Why? Because these chakras exist inside of us. Right? So few examples are creativity. Your creativity, when you think about new ideas, to do new things, to create music, art, science, just doing things in your house where you use creative ideas. That creativity comes from the 2nd chakra, which is right here at the hip level. Right? The ability to be able to give to people, to share what you have, to nourish others, not just yourself, others, taking care of others. The ability to do that comes from the 3rd chakra, that is right here behind your belly button. The ability to trust yourself, be confident in yourself, not be afraid, to be brave, that comes from the 4th chakra right here. The ability to be sweet and kind to people, to animals, to everything around you, that comes from the 5th chakra, which is right here in the throat. The ability to let go, forgive. It seems like a simple word, but it has a very deep meaning. It comes from the 6th chakra right here. So all of these chakras bring very beautiful, positive qualities inside of us, but these chakras can go out of balance. What do I mean by them going out of balance? It means they are not operating or functioning at their most optimal level because the energies in them are reduced, are diminished. It's like the battery on your phone drains, it's running low, it's below 10%. Your phone starts to act weird. It starts to do funky things, especially when you go to sub 5%. Why? Because it's not getting enough power to do the actions that you want it to do. The same analogy applies to our central nervous system. When these chakras run low on energy, the chakras start to demonstrate, or we start to demonstrate different behavior, because the chakras are not able to support what they're designed to support. So we start to get angry. Why do we get angry? We get angry when this chakra is running low on energy, running low on balance, running low on power. We start being mean and aggressive in our communications, in our expression, when this chakra is out of balance. We started feeling fear or anxiety when the 4th chakra, which is right in the middle of your chest, starts to run low on energy or power. You start to lose your confidence, or you start to doubt yourself. A healthy amount of self-doubt is good. But when you do not trust yourself to make the right choices, when we become mean and selfish, this means the 3rd chakra is starting to run low on energy. When our thoughts and ideas and desires start to go into wrong directions, we know that when we are thinking about wrong things, we know that we are always conscious of it, but we do it anyways. Why? Why do we indulge in things that we know are not, even if it is a thought? Why do we entertain those thoughts? The reason is because this chakra is not strong enough to repel that negative thought. A negative thought comes into the mind, or a negative desire comes into the mind. We continue to pursue it in our head. And when we have an opportunity to act on it, we may even take the next step and act on it. It starts with simple things, right? But it can grow in life, right? When we know, consciously are aware that this is not the right thing to do, we do it nonetheless. And that is because this chakra is running low on energy. When people abuse other people, physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually, that ability to abuse other people happens when the first chakra is low on energy. It is a telltale sign that that first chakra, why would somebody go abuse another human being, right? Any person in the normal state of mind can objectively know and understand and think that, no, that's a wrong thing to do. But we do it nonetheless. History is littered. It happens every day, even today. People in positions of power abuse people who are not as powerful as them. Bosses abuse employees. People abuse people. Things happen, right? Why does it happen? It is a telltale sign that the first chakra is out of balance. And the balance on these chakras is not proportionate to, or has got nothing to do with your education, income level, whatever else. It has got to do with who you are and what you make of yourself. So these chakras more or less go out of balance when we make choices that are not right in life. And sometimes it is because of circumstances. You may find yourself in a circumstance that you have no control over. You are born in a family that is abuse going on. You have no control over it. Or you find yourself in an environment that is not healthy as a child. As a grown-up, you can extricate yourself or find a way to get out of it. But say you're a soldier fighting a war. You don't have a choice. You're put into a situation where you have no control over. You're doing it, right? So all of these things can put these chakras out of balance. And when these chakras go out of balance, we start to experience anger, emotions, emotional issues, many other things. Depression, anxiety, all of these things start to happen. So what is it that can fix it? Meditation is the answer. So what does meditation do to you? When you are meditating, this little spiral that you see at the base of the spine, that's a positive energy. It's a storehouse of positivity inside of you. When that storehouse of positivity begins to flow through your central nervous system, it heals these chakras. It is like recharging your phone. It starts to rebalance and re-energize these chakras, bring them back to their more normal levels, more normal states. And when these chakras are in a more healthy, balanced state, you become a balanced personality. You become a balanced person. And that's how it works. When it gets to the sixth chakra, right here, a normal human attention is stuck here at this level. And that's where all the chaos is happening. Thoughts are getting generated from the left side of your brain and your right side of the brain. The left side of the brain produces thoughts about the future, the anxiousness, the anxiety about the unknown. And the right side of the brain produces thoughts about things and events that have happened in the past. And all these thoughts are just creating chaos in your head. They're stressing out your mind. So what can you do? When your Kundalini touches the sixth chakra, it elevates your attention from the sixth into the seventh chakra. The moment that happens, the moment your attention elevates from the sixth into the seventh chakra, you become silent, you become quiet. And that is the beginning of meditation. And that can only happen when your own Kundalini, your own positive energy moves through your central channel and pushes your attention from the sixth chakra into the seventh chakra. You become silent. And in that state of silence, you become aware of yourself. You become aware of your own chakras. You can start feeling those chakras. And that is the beauty of meditation, that silence that fills you in from deep inside of you. It's not external. It's not you've thought about it, or you're imagining yourself into that state of silence, or you're having to force your mind into it. It is a very spontaneous happening. It's like breathing. You don't think about breathing. It just happens. Similarly, when the Kundalini moves up, starts to move through your central nervous system, it spontaneously pushes your attention into the seventh chakra. You become silent, you become quiet, meditation begins. And there are definitive steps to reproduce that state at will. And that is the technique of meditation that we'll teach you how to do that. Right? Now, talking about any questions for me so far? All right. If there are no questions.
Yes, Ajit, I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
The left side you said is for emotions or the future.
The left side is for the emotions and the past, thoughts about the past.
Oh, the left side for the emotions.
The left side of the left channel, right?
Okay.
And the left channel turns over to the right side of your brain.
Okay.
The right side of your brain is connected to the left channel in your system, and the opposite, the other way, for the left side of the brain is connected to the right side of your body.
Okay. So the right side deals with your future.
Is about the future. The right channel that connects to the left side of the brain.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions? All right. So I want you to talk a little bit about being virtuous, living a life of dharma. Dharma is a Sanskrit word. What it means is being righteous, being virtuous in the choices that you make in your life. It is not a new term. It's a phrase that has been used for thousands of years, right? How to make the right choices in the different roles that you have in your life, starting as a son or a daughter, and then growing up, going to school, being a student. So there is a relationship between you and your parents, then you and your teachers, and as you grow up, you and your friends, you and your siblings, and once you start working, the relationships that you build at work. So at every point in life, we create these different connections with other people. And those relationships are governed by certain unwritten rules and principles. Things that you will do with your friends, you will not do with your bosses. Things that you will do with your bosses, you will not do with your parents. Things that you tell your parents, you will never go and tell your colleagues. So we have these boundaries that are created. What are those? Those are called as maryadas, the boundaries that we draw. Things that we will tell and do and say to some people, not to other people, because of the relationship you have with them. And many times we see those boundaries are breached. So why do we breach those boundaries? Those boundaries get breached when the dharma, the power of dharma in us, what is right, what is not. It is, again, not a written set of rules. It is an unwritten set of rules that we learn as societal values. As human society, we have built those over thousands of years. It is not something that one day somebody sat down and wrote those, but they have evolved and they have become more universal. And they have become more universally accepted. So where do they come from? They come from this chakra, the third chakra that is inside of us. That is what gives us dharma, the righteousness, the sense of virtue. What is right, what is not right? What is good, what is not good? Being able to discern for yourself, irrespective of what the letter of the law says. So many times what happens is these days the emphasis is on the letter of the law. The law may not always cover all the scenarios, but you know that this is wrong. The law may not explicitly state that. So if you go to a court of law, you can prove it otherwise. But on a values system, that is not the right thing. So knowing what is right and what is wrong, and then holding yourself to it, is what dharma is about, without anybody enforcing you to it, anybody policing you about it. That ability to police, self-control, self-restraint, and follow what the virtues that your internal system is dictating upon. Like if I go around touching random women, of course that is inappropriate. Of course that will not be appreciated. But I can go crazy and nuts and go around doing that. And that's a wrong thing. And if somebody goes to the police and reports me, oh, I didn't do any harm, I just touched. I can make excuses that in that situation, blah, 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 whatever, and I can prove that it was unintentional. That does not excuse my behavior. So understanding, knowing, and applying those principles to ourselves and holding ourselves accountable to it is what dharma is about, what virtues are about. Being righteous in your beliefs, in your actions, and following them and holding yourself accountable to it, no matter what life situation you find yourself in. Oh, I was hungry, so I just grabbed something from someone and ate it without paying for it. Or, it's pretty common. There is robberies that are happening, especially in the US. It's become very common where, people are walking into stores and taking away things without paying for it. How does that become right? And there are certain parts of the country where, the police have stopped pursuing those thieves if the dollar value of those items is less than certain amount. Because the police say it's not worth our time. So how does that become right? Is that the right? So are we encouraging that some kind of theft is okay and others are not okay? So we are encouraging the society to move in that direction. So those are the kind of things, knowing what is right, what is not right. And it applies to everything, right? Being mean. In certain situations, the same person can be the most wonderful person on earth to some people, but then the same person can be extremely mean to other people, which is not a right thing, because they're making the choice. What am I going to get from that person? If you think that I'm not going to lose anything by being mean, I can afford to be mean to that person. But when I think I can lose something, then I'm trying to be the nicest person I am. So that is not right. A person should have a consistent behavior, consistent personality that builds trust. So that trust is earned when persons have virtues inside of them. So what takes away that from us is materialism, greed, desire to project ourselves, right? Either through our education, through the titles we hold in our jobs, our businesses, or the connections we have with people in positions of power. There are many different ways we do that. And those things basically that are driven by the ego. Primarily, our ego is what traps us into believing that, it's okay for me to break this virtue one time, to break this dharma one time. It's my ego that prompts me that somehow this does not apply to you. It may apply to other people, it does not apply to you. This behavior is somehow justified. I have justified it for myself in my head. So who is it that is justifying it for me is my own ego. So being watchful of that ego, that puts us into mode where we excuse our own wrong behaviors, knowing all too well that that is wrong. And then over time, it becomes second nature. Why do people continuously keep repeating those patterns? It's because they have excused themselves so many times that they become immune to that inner voice inside of them that tells them that this is wrong. They've learned to shut that voice out. And where is that voice coming from? That voice comes from your third chakra. The third chakra is a very powerful chakra. It makes you aware all the time, but you can shut yourself out of it. Your chakra is always on the watch. It's always tracking your behavior. It is always tracking your thought. Even if you get a wrong thought in your mind, it makes you alert that, no, this is a wrong thought. When in your own privacy, you're browsing on your screens, doing something, that chakra alerts you that no, you don't want to go to that website, or you don't want to go look at those images, but we'll go do it anyways. Why? Because we are not paying attention. We are trying to shut that inner voice. Where is that inner voice coming from? Is coming from that third chakra. That sense of dharma, righteousness, virtue comes from that chakra. It makes you alert of it. And when you pay attention to it, you become a person who is always has that sense of fairness, is a trustworthy person. People start to trust you. How do we build trust? Is through our consistent behavior. And not just believing in it, but living it is what makes that chakra strong. And when that chakra is strong, life is generally happy, because we don't put ourselves in situations that we'll regret. We can make mistakes. Making mistakes is okay. We are human beings. We'll never be perfect, and that's all right. But by and large, we will avoid things that we regret in the future. Right? So that is the power of that chakra. This is the chakra that gives us that ability to live a life that is balanced and virtuous. So questions for me so far? Thoughts, comments? No questions, thoughts, comments? All right. So if there are no questions, we will get into meditation. There's a little technique that we follow every Saturday. We call it the feet soak. So we start a meditation with that. Again, that is not something that you have to have, but it is a good to have. Let's put it out on my screen. I'll tell you a little bit about it. And those of you who have done it in the past know about it. We call it the feet soak. What we do is we use the natural element to balance the energies in these chakras: water, earth, air, ether, fire. Those are the natural elements that helps balance the energies in these chakras. So what we do is we take a dishpan bowl and soak our feet in that water and meditate. Nothing fancy, simple dishpan bowl. Fill it with water about 3 to 4 inches. Throw in some regular salt in your kitchen, a tablespoon of salt, sodium chloride, cooking salt that you have in your kitchen. Throw a tablespoon of that salt in that water, and then we soak our feet and meditate. And in the end, we rinse our feet with a clean cup of water and wipe them dry. So we meditate this way. So if you have it, that's great. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. You can still meditate without it. So I'll take a pause here. Any questions? See if there are any questions about it. It's not a requirement, but it's good to have. All right. So if there are no questions about it, I'll take a pause here for a minute or two, pull out my foot soak bowl. I generally set it up before the start of the meditation, so I can quickly pull it under my feet. So I'll take another minute or so to pull it under my desk, and then we will get started with our meditation.
Hi, I have a quick question.
Sure.
You said table salt. Can it be Epsom salt or something similar?
Sorry, I didn't catch the question. So could you ask it again?
Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Okay. Could it be Epsom salt or something like that, or does it have
Oh,
to be
okay.
table
Well,
salt?
you could add Epsom salt to it, but definitely add some amount of regular salt to it. You can definitely throw in some Epsom salt in it.
And how long do you recommend soaking for?
About 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Okay. Thanks. So I'll take a pause here for a minute and we will get started with the meditation.
Just a quick question. How long will the total meditation take?
Total, the entire meditation today
Yeah.
will probably be done in about 20, maybe 25 minutes max.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. So I have my footstool bowl in front of me. If if you're trying to get one, please do go ahead and grab one. But we'll get started here. There's a few steps that we do before the start of meditation and at the end of meditation. That is called as raising your own energy and putting yourself into a shield or a bandhan. The way we do this is keeping our left hand in front of the hip. The right hand goes behind the left hand. Spin it over and around. Bring it to the top of our head. Tie a nice big knot at the top of the head. And we'll do it 3 times because we have 3 channels of energy. So let's do it together. Let's close our eyes gently. Plant your feet firmly on the floor. Or if you're sitting on the floor, you can continue to sit on the floor. Put your left hand in front of your hip. Put the right hand behind the left hand. Spin it over and around. The left hand, it is a spindle. You're spinning your right hand around it and progressively moving the 2 hands up. Tie a nice big knot at the top of your head, then bring it down. We do it again the second time. And the second time, we tie 2 knots. Bring it down, and the third time. The third time, we tie 3 knots. And now you put your left palm on your lap, open, facing upwards. And you use your right hand to make a shield around yourself. So start at your left hip. Raise your right hand along the left arm, over your left shoulder, above your head and down to the right side, and back again. This is one protective shield. We put 7 because we have 7 chakras. What you're doing is protecting your chakras with this positive energy, the Kundalini. Putting a shield around yourself so you don't get disturbed by negative thoughts or any other negativity during your meditation. And this is a way of you indicating that I am getting myself into a state of meditation. I do not want external interferences in my mind, in my attention. So let's close our eyes gently. Keep the 2 palms on your lap. For those of you using the foot soak bowl, now is a good time. Soak your feet in that water. You can point your fingers towards the water. Keep it a few inches above the water and just make circles, 7 circles around it. Basically, you're vibrating that water with this positive energy that flows through you. You have a lot of positive energy. You have to learn to master it. Use it for a day-to-day living. Now keep your 2 palms open on your lap, facing upwards. And start watching your breath. Pay attention to your breath. Just watch it as you inhale and exhale. Now start breathing in a little more deeper. Start inhaling a lot more air. Start filling your lungs. Now hold it. If you feel the tightness in your chest, hold that. Hold your breath. And exhale slowly. Very consciously watching your breath. There are multiple things happening as we do this. It may seem like a simple task of deep breathing. There are multiple things that are happening. You're using the air element to work on your heart chakra, to cleanse that heart chakra. You're also trying to narrow your attention's distractions away from all the thoughts. Do the deep breathing a few more times. Now breathe normal. Now put your right hand on your heart. Now bring your attention from your breath on into your heart. Try and penetrate the attention deep within you and hold it there. Try and watch. See if you can watch the beating of your heart. What we're doing is making our attention deeper and subtler, more sensitive, more sharp. Your spirit, the most beautiful thing in you, is in your heart. Mother energy, I want to be connected to my true self, to my spirit. Mother energy, I want to be connected to my true self, to my spirit. I'm not this ego, but I am the pure spirit. I'm not this ego, but I am the pure spirit. I'm not the ego, but I am the pure spirit. Please fill my heart with love, compassion, and joy. Please fill my heart with love, compassion, and joy. Just hold the attention steady in your heart. Keep your eyes shut gently, not too tight. Keep your eyebrows relaxed, your forehead relaxed. Now move our right hand, place it on the left side of our stomach. And now bring your attention to your belly button. This is the third chakra. And this is the chakra that gives us dharma and peace. And the ability to self-regulate. And that ability to self-regulate gives us the strength and the ability to change ourselves for the better. We ask for that change. I want positive change, and I want to be the force of that change. I want positive change, and I want to be the force of that change. I want positive change, and I want to be the force of that positive change. Please remove my attention from material possessions and let me be satisfied and content. Please remove my attention from material possessions and let me be satisfied and content. Please remove my attention from material possessions and let me be satisfied and content. Please let there be peace in me. Please fill me with peace. Please fill me with peace. Please let me be a peaceful person. Let me not create conflict, but seek peace. Remove our right hand, place it on the left hip. And now slide your attention down in the pelvic area between the hips. This is the second chakra, the chakra of our attention. And this is the chakra, depending upon the state of this chakra, attention gets drawn to either positivity or negativity. I can start consuming negative content. I can start filling my head with negative ideas, negative thoughts. And this chakra is out of balance. So let's balance this chakra. I want a positive attention and I want positive growth. I want a positive attention and I want positive growth. I want a positive attention and I want positive growth. Please remove all negative thoughts, all negative ideas, and all negative desires from me. Please remove all negative thoughts, all negative ideas, and all negative desires from me. Please remove all negative thoughts, all negative ideas, and all negative desires from me. Mother Energy, please soothe my attention. Mother Energy, please soothe my attention. Mother Energy, please soothe my attention. Remove our right and place it on a belly button. One more time. Bring your attention to your belly button, the third chakra. And here we can say, please let there be dharma. Let me be a righteous person. Please let there be dharma. Let me be a virtuous person. Give me the ability to self-regulate. Let me not become a victim of my baser instincts, but let me rise to be a positive person. Please give me the strength and the courage to correct myself when I know I'm wrong. Please give me the strength and the courage to correct myself when I know I'm wrong. Please give me the ability to see my own failings. Please give me the ability to see my own failings. Now move your right hand a few inches away from your stomach. Point your fingers inwards towards your tummy and make a nice big circle. Start from the top of your stomach, go to the left, then down to the abdomen and onto the right and up again. We'll make 10 big circles with the fingers pointing inwards towards your stomach, around the belly. Holding the attention at the belly button. We'll move our right hand, place it in the middle of our chest. Mother Energy, please remove all the fears, insecurities, and anxieties and feel the pressure of your palm on your chest. Mother Energy, please remove all the fears, insecurities, and anxieties. Mother Energy, please remove all the fears, insecurities, and anxieties. Let me trust myself and let me be a confident person. Let me trust myself and let me be a confident person. Let me trust myself and let me be a confident person. Mother Energy, please help me feel safe, protected, and loved. Mother Energy, please help me feel safe, protected, and loved. Mother Energy, please help me feel safe, protected, and loved. Move your right hand on the left side of the neck and turn your head to the right. Get a grip of the left side of your neck. And here's where we suck up all the guilt, which is very toxic. So let's purge that guilt. I'm not this guilt, but I'm pure self-esteem and self-respect. I'm not this guilt, but I'm pure self-esteem and self-respect. I am not this guilt, but I'm pure self-esteem and self-respect. I respect myself and everyone else. I respect myself and everyone else. I respect myself and everyone else. Please let me be a sweet and kind person. Mother Energy, please let me be a sweet and kind person. Mother Energy, please let me be a sweet and kind person. Remove all the harshness and all the aggression. Please remove all the harshness and all the aggression. Please remove all the harshness and aggression in me. Now you put a right hand across your forehead. Get a nice grip of your forehead. Give it a nice squeeze. I'm not the ego and the conditionings. I am the power of forgiveness. Forgiveness is a very powerful thing. It's underestimated and underrated. It is a sign of strength, not weakness. Weak people are vindictive, vengeful, and that's not who you are. I'm not the ego and I'm not the conditionings. I am the power of forgiveness. I'm not the ego and I'm not the conditionings. I am the power of forgiveness. I'm not the ego and I'm not the conditionings. I am the power of forgiveness. I forgive myself and everyone else. I forgive myself and everyone else. I let go and I forgive. I let go and I forgive. I let go and I forgive. Lastly, we spread out the fingers. Make a palm nice and tight. Feel the tightness in your palm. Put it on the top of your head. Feel the pressure of your palm on the head. Your fingers are not gripping your head. They're spread out. And give yourself a nice spot massage. Rotate the scalp. Feel the skin on your scalp move. Left, front, right, and back. Circular motion. Slowly but firmly. Mother Energy, please establish my self-realization. Mother Energy, please establish my self-realization. Mother Energy, please establish my self-realization. Please remove all the thoughts. Let me experience the silence of meditation. Please remove all the thoughts and let me experience the silence of meditation. Please remove all the thoughts. Let me experience the silence of meditation. Please establish me in a state of thought-free meditation. Please establish me in a state of thought-free meditation.
Hugger, nature lover, green queen. Yeah.
Please establish me in a state of thought-free meditation. Please let me experience the silence within me. Please let me experience the silence within me. Massage it a few more times. Now bring your right hand down back on your lap and relax yourself. We'll meditate for a few more minutes in silence. Your eyes are shut gently. Relax the eyebrows and the forehead. Relax your face and the cheeks. Try and hold the attention at the top of your head. Let the silence fill you in. Relax your arms and your shoulders. Your palms are open on your lap facing upwards. Now to end a meditation, we can bring our two hands in a namaste pose at our heart chakra level and express our gratitude. Thank you very much, Mother Energy, for rising through me, balancing my chakras, and letting me experience the peace and silence of meditation. So I hope you all were able to experience the quietness and silence today. I'll just share a few links on the chat window so you can have some content to follow up on when you meditate. So any questions, thoughts, or comments?
Oh, thanks, Ajit. Is this the same link as your Friday session?
No, this is a different one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Friday one is different and this is different.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The Friday
Thank-
one changes, the passcode changes every week. So for this one, it stays constant, stays consistent. For the Friday one, it changes.
Oh, I see. Okay. Thank you.
Sure. So I've posted a few links. So few things that I definitely do want to recommend is meditation. Is like exercise, right? The more you practice it, it's not the length that you do. Doing it 1 hour once a week is not as good as doing it 10 minutes every day for 7 days a week. So if you can find those precious 10 minutes every day to quieten your mind down and get yourself into that state of meditation, it's a very powerful thing. As this energy begins to build inside of you, it is strength. It's like your muscle becomes stronger. The more you exercise, the Kundalini becomes stronger inside of you. The strength of it grows as you meditate because you're indicating your willingness to practice and grow in this practice of meditation. It's all something that happens deep inside you. So try and find those. I know it's hard, especially for those of us who have tight routines, to add one more thing, but it definitely does make the life more manageable. And the one more thing that I do recommend is at the end of the day, right before you go to bed, find those 5 or 7 minutes to do your feet soak. I've put a link on how to do your feet soak at home. Download that document and try and practice it. Yeah, I'll tell you, you will sleep like a baby. It relaxes your attention like nothing else. Personally, for me, I have done this where I have been lazy or tired to go set up my foot soak bowl and foot soak before sleeping. I've lied down in my bed and 10, 20 minutes later, I've gotten out of bed, pulled out my foot soak bowl, did the foot soak and come back and slept very well. Because all the thoughts and the chaos in the mind just quietens down. So that's a good way to just shut down for the day and have a good night's sleep. So those are the 2 recommendations. Try and meditate once a day for 5 to 10 minutes and then do your feet soak in the evening before you go to bed. So questions, thoughts, comments, love to hear from you. And if you don't have any questions or comments, I will let you drop off and get back to your day. Thank you all for joining. There's a link to our WhatsApp group that Gunjan has posted. Thanks a lot, Gunjan. So please do feel free to join. Thank you for joining. Wish you all a wonderful weekend ahead. I'll hang on for a few more minutes to see if anyone has questions. Right. Thank you all for joining. Wish you a wonderful weekend ahead. I'll see you again next Saturday, same time. Bye for now. I'll go ahead and end the session.